Okay, so it is August. No, oh my gosh, we're not even in August yet. It is July 29th, and this is Crushing It Virtually. We're going to try to condense this into at least a 5-week program as opposed to a 6-week program. And tonight we are going to talk about bookings, how to get the strong bookings, and pretty much to get however many bookings you want to get on your show calendar each and every month. So what we're going to do is Angie Collins and Jessica Spade actually did this training and did the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the video first. It's 19 minutes long. And the only reason why we feel like this cross training with different directors is successful is because I can tell you girls to do something, okay, all day long until I'm blue in the face. But something about hearing it from somebody else and how they do things in their business, sometimes a light bulb just goes off. And so whenever me and the director team were talking about, like they're like, well, I preach to my girls all the time to do this, do that, do this, and they don't do it. But my golly, if Jennifer Henderson gets on there and she tells them what to do, they're going to do whatever Jennifer Henderson tells them to do. So I agree 100% with what Angie and Jessica are going to be talking about in this virtual booking, like booking training. But then at the end, so write down any questions, and at any time you want me to stop the video, speak up and say something, okay? And we can stop the video. All right? Okay. All right, so let me get over here. Let me screen share. And this thing. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Angie Collins. I am the director on Love Carpenter's team, and this is Jessica.
Hey, I'm Jessica, and I'm also on Love Carpenter's team.
And we are coming to you today to bring you a bookings training for the virtual 6 Weeks in Success program. So what we'd like to do is tell you a little bit about what we do for bookings. We're going to cover 2 different areas. One is for if you're just starting out and this is something that you want to get started in is virtual bookings, and you're just not real sure where to get started. And then second, we'll also cover as part of that how to build your show schedule. So say, for example, you have been doing Peppered Chef for a little while now or a long time, either one, and you just don't have quite the show schedule that you would like to have. So we'd like to be able to help you build and increase your booking schedule that way. We're going to do it a couple different ways. So let's get started with first. Jessica, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you work with your host to help her get bookings during the party. And this, I guess, is going to be more applicable to if you already have a show going and how you can build your show schedule from there.
Right. So one of the things that I do when I am working with my host to get bookings is I just ask for help. I tell her we're trying to get 3 bookings for her party or from her party, and I tell her that she'll get credit for each party. And for those of you that don't know, getting credit means she's going to get a 50% off at every party she gets booked. So
once it qualifies,
yes, once it qualifies.
And that's called the future party pick. So you'll hear future party pick referenced quite a bit, and that is the host credit that she gets from that show. Once it qualifies, she gets a half price item.
Correct.
Yeah. So now, if I understand correctly, how do you go about helping her get those bookings?
So one of the ways that I help the host get bookings is I message active people in the party. So I'll message them and thank them for joining the party. Thank you for joining, we'll say, Miss Johnson's party. I'm working on getting Miss Johnson 3 bookings. Would you be able to help the host get credit for your party? And so most of the time, people are wanting to help the host, and they don't have a clue what the host is, but they want to help the host, and it's been working so good.
Great, great. So one of the things that I do in parties, I think that is so important, is to build relationships. And building relationships definitely affects getting those bookings. And I'm not going to say that they're necessarily going to reach out to you. You can go, oh my God, you're awesome. I want to have a party with you. But they're more likely to respond to that message that you're sending them if you build a relationship with them throughout the party. So, for example, ways to build a relationship start by when you do a roll call at the beginning. I'm sure that most of you have that in your virtual parties. You're doing a roll call and you want them to say that they're here and maybe how they know the host or just whatever it is that you're doing. It's always a good idea to comment back to them and say, thanks for joining. It can be as simple as thanks for joining, or it can be a little bit longer and be like, oh my God, that's awesome, blah, 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 whatever it is you want to say. But let me tell you, so if you just hit the like button or the love button or the wow button or any of that, that's like me saying, hey Jessica, how's the weather today? Because all she did was hit like or love, but instead, if she said to me,
It's great. It's going to be a lovely day outside.
see what a difference? So we've started a conversation and we've started to build that relationship. And I go, oh my God, I can't wait to go outside. And we can continue that, or we can pick it up in another post. They're more likely to comment back to you or just comment on another post if you respond to them versus hitting like or love. Now, obviously with games, that's something you just want to hit like. There's not really a comment you can make when they say 234. Not a lot you can do there, but definitely you want to build that relationship throughout so that they get to know you as a person. And that includes your introductory to the party. So some of you might post a live welcome to the party or a pre-recorded welcome to the party. Some of you just do it by as actual post with a picture of yourself or your family or your dog or whatever, and you'll tell them a little bit about yourself. Those are ways for them to get to know you as a person and not just be a poster or a face in the party. So that's very important to build that relationship. And then, like Jessica said, I do the exact same thing. I'm messaging my guests and tell them that I am trying to get the host to have free parties so that she gets credit for that. And of course, something you can say is that you don't want to say, do you want to have a party for me in the next 3 months? You want to give them your next 2 available dates. So if you're looking at your calendar and you want a party for next week, give them 2 dates of next week that could start the party. Or maybe you start your show schedule only on Thursdays every week. So give them next Thursday and the next Thursday. Don't give them an option of May or June or July until you have to. Start out with your first 2 dates. I think that's very important. Yeah. So then let's say that you're just starting out with the business. So besides building relationships, because you're still going to do that if you're just starting out, let's say you're just starting out with the business and you really don't know, how do I get my first parties? Besides the launch party and asking your friends and family. And I'm going to be honest with you and tell you something that I tell all of my recruits. Your friends and family will help you get started in the business, but they will not keep you in business. And that's important to understand because you're probably going to get most of your bookings in the beginning from your friends and family. And usually people have more than one circle. And I'm sure that you have that top 40 list that your director or someone in your team probably shared with you, or you found on Consultants Corner in the very beginning when you were getting started. It's important to use that circle list to think about, my hairdresser doesn't know my mom. She actually does. But in most instances, if my mom has a party, my hairdresser is not attending. So that's 2 different circles of people that you're going to get parties from. But something that you can do to start with your friends and family and those people on your Facebook messages is actually cold messages. Is what Jessica and I are calling them. So Jessica, I understand that you send one when you're trying to book parties that's a little bit different than what some of us have heard from the Lori Gilbert message.
Yes, so one of the things that I do is I just start with random people on my Facebook that I'm friends with that I don't really talk to or haven't done a party. And I just say, hey, and I mention their name. I say, I'm working on a huge goal this month and need your help. And then, I asked them, I said, would you be interested in having a Facebook party? And as a thank you, I would send you a free gift. And all I'm sending them is a season's best. It's crazy that when you say you're working on a goal and you need someone's help, most of the time they're going to tell you yes. I have gotten huge results out of asking people for help, and they're getting something in return. They're just, and they don't ask me what it is. It's the season's best. And the fact that they're helping me. So that is one of the ways that I send messages out when I just need booking.
Another great way to get messages when you're first starting out, or I'm sorry, not messages, but bookings through messages when you're first starting out, is not only that message that you're working on a huge goal, but is the message that's saying, hey, I'm getting started. Will you help me get started in my business? So if you've not already heard of Lori Gilbert, she did a training with the Carpenter Organization not too long ago. I think it was back in October last year. And she did a live video recording for us that we can actually post in the training. That's something that your team, the team that you're working with to do this training, can provide to you in your group, is the Lori Gilbert interview to tell you about how she came home and booked 19 bookings with a simple message. And her message is, hi, so-and-so, I am trying something new and I need your help. I'm wondering if you would like to be my guinea pig. You don't have to do much. Notice there she's not saying you don't have to do anything, because they do have to do something. She says you don't have to do much. I am asking you to do a virtual show online on Facebook with Pampered Chef. They are super fun with games, tips, tricks, recipes, and tools. All you have to do is add your guests to the event, or you can say group if that's what you're using. Sit back and watch the magic unfold. Of course, you can play the games and make comments too. Are you willing to help me out? Again, help you out. Same thing Jessica was saying. That's important. Guinea pig, help me out. Big words there. While I completely spoil you with free products. So that's something that you can use. And of course, Jessica and I will put these into a Word document that your director team can also provide to you.
Okay, so before I go any further, hey, Miss Ann, I saw you jumped on. Is there anything that you guys have got a question about that Angie or Jessica has mentioned so far?
Where do you get the games from?
Where do you get what from, Miss Ann?
The games.
Well, there's
games in the Consultants Corners.
There are some games in Consultants Corner, yes. There's also what's called, I think it's called Pampered Chef virtual games or something like that. But there's groups on Facebook just for Pampered Chef consultants that people have created these games.
Okay.
The graphics and that kind of thing. But Pampered Chef has put some of those games into the virtual training that we're going to also be covering. But there's a virtual training that you have to complete before you get access to it on Consultants Corner. Okay? But yes, there's groups out there. I've got some games I can post in, I don't personally, if any of you have ever attended any of my parties, I don't play a lot of games. The only kind of interactive, engaging posts that I post normally are geared around the business. Having people getting tickets to ask me a question about the business. But if you guys want to play games, you can run your business however you want to run it. Okay? That's the beauty of Pampered Chef. There's no right or wrong way. And the only thing I ever tell any of my girls and you guys is, if it's broke, fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay? If you're getting success, then keep whatever you're doing, do it just like you're doing it. But if you're not getting success and you're not getting the most out of your business, then you need to fix it. Okay? All right. So no questions. I just wanted to stop. And like I said, I wrote down some notes. That way we can go over some of these things. But these ladies are hitting this stuff spot on. Okay? All right. Let's keep going. We've got 10 more minutes here.
You to copy and paste. And please remember, thanks to Facebook, we all like to avoid jail. So it's important that you make these your own words. If you wouldn't say y'all like I would, don't put it in there, because that might be what I typed up. So definitely change it to hi, hey, just as simple as one or two word difference that you can do. And Jessica, I think you have another message that you actually use, right?
I do. And this message is when you have someone that just sends you a message and asks to order something. So um, this is what I did. I had a lady send me a text asking to order something. She said her and her friends just needed a few things and she wanted a catalog. So, you know, I sent her my Facebook link and told her I'd mail her a catalog. And then I'm like, you know, she's got a few friends who already want to order. So I just sent her a message and said, since you have a lot of your friends that would like something, you should think about hosting a Facebook or catalog party. She booked a party. And she, you know, because why not? She's getting orders from friends. So it's a good way to, you know, get orders or get a party from someone wanting to order. In the worst case, they're going to tell you no and they're still going to order from you.
Yeah, so that's a great way to turn individual orders into parties. And she did that through Messenger. That wasn't something that she did out with somebody she doesn't know. It was someone who actually wanted to order something off her website and wanted to know how to do that. So that's another way that you can book parties. And that's what a lot of people, when you tell them you started doing Paper Chef or you've been selling Paper Chef, they're like, oh my God, I've been needing, you know, a new, you know, mix and chop or such and such, a can opener, whatever, and you can turn it into a booking. On top of all of that, building relationships, messages, and things like that, we want you to understand that the best way to get bookings is to ask. They're not going to just come to you. You have to ask for them. So we like to call that on our team having a big ask. A lot of times we kind of giggle when we say that, but so having a big ask is very important in getting bookings. And you've got to be okay with the word no. If you're not okay with the word no, tell your 2-year-old to go do something because you're going to hear it. So that's a way to have practice. But generally speaking, for let's say that you send out some messages and you send out 25, you might only get 2 responses out of that are a yes, and that's okay. You've just got to keep trying. And don't be afraid to send the message again. Let's say, for example, you messaged with the Lori Gilbert message about being a guinea pig back in September of 2016. And you go to message Sarah and you realize that you messaged her last year in September. So, no, don't message her again. No, don't feel that way. Feel like, you know what, she probably got busy. She saw the message because you can see that she saw it, or she never saw it, one of the two, because she's never on Facebook or not on Messenger, whatever. And feel free to message her again. It is so rare that they will scroll back and go, oh my God, that's all she ever does is ask me that. Feel free to message her again. It is May. We have an excellent schedule, an excellent promotion right now for 60% off the new cookware. And that's just another way you can book. So what's a good example of something that you might say to them if you know they've been wanting the cookware?
I would send a message to them and say, oh my God, I'm so excited. I know you're wanting to get the new skillet. Get us on the list month when you have a Facebook party, or, you know, or if they're, you know, if I know they're a catalog person. So I'm just going to get them excited. I'm going to tell them how much that's going to be because, you know, they know what the regular price is. And then you show them how much they can get it for as a discount. And so then they see, wow, that's a good deal. And so 9 times out of 10, they want that item. They're going to book a party because they want to get it at that price.
That's definitely a great way to do it. Is again through Messenger. So Messenger is going to be your best friend. And don't be afraid to send friend requests to people that you in parties, for example, that you don't really know. And you can do that before you send them a message, so that they have the chance to see that, accept your friend request, and then a day or two, feel free to send them the message thanking them for joining the party and seeing if they want to book. So that's also something that's very important to do. So.
And don't get discouraged if they don't respond back, because I used to get so aggravated. And, you know, then I got to thinking about it. And how many times do I look at my messenger because someone's messaged and I'm on the go and then I completely forget about it? It happens a lot. So just think about the fact that they're probably busy. And so that's another reason why you should definitely follow up with people, because if people didn't follow up with me, then, you know, I wouldn't be doing a lot of things because I just forget. And
we get too busy. I work full time. I have 3 kids. We have to play ball and model and all kinds of stuff, and I don't always remember to respond. I remember to pay my light bill because it's on draft. I mean, life is busy. So it's important to send those follow-up messages. And something that you could also do as a follow-up message is when you send someone a message and they don't respond, but they saw it, don't be scared to send them another message in 2 or 3 days that says, just checking in with you to see if you've had a chance to read my message and consider helping me out, get my business started, or consider helping me out with my huge goal that I'm working on this month. It's not too late. So follow-up messages are another great way to get bookings.
Yes, and the biggest thing is just doing it. You've got to send messages out. And I can tell you that I sat down and, sent out those messages, and I got 17 bookings from just sending messages out to people asking for help. I mean, and I didn't even know half the people that are friends with me on Facebook, but, so you just have to do it.
Another great way to get bookings is through text message. So when someone places an order on your party, or you've got friends and family, you can text message them the same message that you've sent through Facebook Messenger. So you know that they might not be on Messenger, or they might not get on very often, but they do Facebook, so that you can still send them a text message to ask them the exact same thing that you would through Messenger instead. But another great thing to do with parties is to thank them for their order through text message. So you understand that one of the trainings is going to be customer care, but one of the things that's really important is your customer care throughout your party or at the end of the party. So you can thank them you can send them a text because they've provided their phone number generally in the order, and you can say something like, thank you for your order on Sarah's party. I know that you'll love your new products, and just let me know if you have any questions. And you can use the exact same message that we were talking about by helping the host, and you can say, I am working on getting Sarah some additional host credit. And what I actually say is I'd like to help Sarah earn full credit, or all of her host rewards. That's what I say. So I'd like to help Sarah earn all of her host rewards. And in doing so, she needs 3 parties booked. Would you like to help Sarah earn all of those rewards and book a party? And I usually have several people say yes, that they'd love to. And I go from there through text message. I've not picked up the phone. I've not had to get all nervous and talk to them. I've actually just text messages, because how many times have you been in the grocery store and your phone rings and you hit no? I love that meme that says, don't call me, text me. I feel like that's what my voicemail should say, is don't call me, text me. Because most of the time, that's what I have time to reply to is a text. So don't be afraid to use text messages as well to do the exact same thing and to reach out to more people. And to also, it doesn't hurt. Again, if you text, if you had 7 orders or 10 orders on your party and you texted all of them, maybe 3 responded, maybe 5 responded, but you put it out there in the universe and you had the ask. So you got to have a big ask. There it comes again. Well, I think that's all that we have for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed our bookings training. If you have any questions, I believe that your team that you're working with now is going to do a little bit of wrap up and answer your questions. But Jessica and I would like to challenge you as part of this training, when you get off of the training, to send those 25 green dot messages, or just 25 messages, either text or through Facebook, and see what happens. You're not going to hurt to try, but we ask that you would challenge you to send 25 messages and just see. Pick the one that works for you. You'll have the words, and just remember to change them up a little bit. But if you have any questions, just let your team know. Thanks for joining us.
So let me tell y'all, I love how they came about doing that training, because it is so true in everything. So before I get started, I want to ask you girls, is there any questions that you guys have from what we just heard? And you have to unmute yourself, because everybody, I think, is muted. Nobody?
I don't necessarily have a question, but other than the email or text idea at the end, I'm definitely gonna add things in, there about booking and about helping the host earn her rewards and things like that. But as for messaging, I've been doing all that. I've been messaging people. I've been making sure I comment on everything. I've been like spending so much time on the computer that my family is like, "What are you doing?"
Are you,
And
are you going back through the ones that do not respond? Are you checking back in to make sure? Are you following up with them?
the ones that never respond
Yes.
to my message,
Yes.
yes, I actually went through and the ones that I tagged people at one point that were not participating at all. And that's when I started going back through and looking at when the last time they had been on Facebook and that kind of thing. And so I tagged, gobs of people doing that. And was, asking the hosts to tag people and asked the guests to, tag people and that kind of thing. But then if I messaged somebody and they either didn't respond or whatever, then I actually got onto the Facebook party and found somewhere where they had commented or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went onto their comment and replied by saying, I've, just want to let you know I sent you a message on Messenger, make sure you look at it, that kind of thing.
Are you sending them a friend request first? So here, it's very important that you do it like this, okay? All right, so for example, here is exactly how I do my parties. Is I see who is very active in the party, in the pre-party, and on the first day of the party, okay? By the third day, I'm sending friend requests, okay? That's all I'm doing because they've seen my name, they know who I am, and I'm sending a friend request. Oh. And then immediately after they reply back to my friend request, then I'm sending them a message and I'm saying, hey, so-and-so, thank you so very much for accepting my friend request. I hope you enjoy the party, okay? That's all I'm saying, okay? So I'm like, she might come back and say, oh my gosh, I haven't been to a Pampered Chef party for so long, or, but like you've already seen her name, you've seen the roll call, if she's familiar with Pampered Chef, if she loves Pampered Chef, how long, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want engaging posts to where you're finding more things about them than they really get the feeling that you're getting that much information from them, okay? Yeah. Then I'm also working with my host, and you want to get your host excited about something. And whenever I'm messaging my host, which I do a group message with my host, and I'm like, all right, girls, don't forget, if you get me 3 bookings, I'm going to credit your account at the third party $25 in addition to a half price item. So see what I mean? Like, you don't want to just say, hey, get me bookings. You want to get them to get excited to want to go get you bookings, to want to ask their friends to do a party. So therefore, A, they get a half price item at each party, and then B, and you can do whatever you want to do, but I do a $25 credit because I'll show them, like, look, girl, you can get that deep covered baker. It's, regular $89, you can get a half price, and I'm throwing $25 on top of that, so you can get that bad boy for like $19. So you want to get them, you know what I'm saying, like, you want to get them excited, then cross-reference maybe their wish list with something big that they want. Maybe they want the multi-pot, or maybe they want, or maybe they're wanting, sorry, my daughter's come back to her room, I have to hide. Sorry. So that's very important too, is getting your host excited about something, excited about their wish list, and then like working with them. And I might mention it a couple times throughout my party, like, all right, who's got me bookings? And some of them be like, well, I haven't. And I'm like, all right, girl, come on, get your A game on. Like, give me bookings, because you want them, not to spend that much money. Okay? Because in our reality, girls, we all know that we're not making nothing off of their shopping cart, right?
Mhm.
They might be able, I mean, believe me, I wish we did make commission off of their shopping cart, but we don't. So I'm like, listen, buy what you have to get now. And then, hey, in a month or 2 months or 3 months, you're going to get a half price item in addition to the 10% off for the whole entire year. So just spend what you need to spend. Like I'm on her team. You know what I mean? I'm working just for her. In reality, I'm really putting her to work for me by helping me get the bookings, okay? So I'm working on that. Then also, who here is taking out the survey form? Like they didn't know how to do it, so they took it out of their show. You need to
I took
figure,
mine. I had to take mine out. It was screwed up somehow.
oh, kick your hiney. You need to get that Google form back inside your party, because y'all would not believe the people that stay dormant in these parties, that never click like, never make a comment, and then I get a Google form. I'm like, hey, so and so's interested in the business. Hey, so and so wants to book a party, and hey, I don't even know who so and so is because she never even says anything throughout the party. So some people just, they're busy, or maybe they don't get interactive in these parties, but hey, they want to book a party with you. So you need to figure out how to get that Google form, and there is a video in our team page on how to set it up. If you need the questions, I can write down the questions that you need, or I can send them to this group or whatever, so you know how to put it in. But the girl that does the Google, and y'all know with YouTube, you can pretty much know how to do anything on YouTube. But that's where it's at, is on YouTube, on how to build a Pampered Chef Google form, okay? It's just a step-by-step, a walk through the breeze, okay? So let me get back here to my notes so I stay on track. So I'm putting my host to work. I'm getting her very excited about her wish list, okay? About her not spending that much money, because she can get half-price items later down the road, okay? And then if you want to do a 15% discount, if you want to do a $20, whatever you want to do, it's your business, okay? But I do $25 at the third party when all 3 parties qualify, because you don't want to lose money in your business, okay? They're getting you bookings, the parties are qualifying, you're getting paid for those parties. Therefore, I'm going to, in return, do a consultant's gift. It's also a tax write-off at the end of the year, okay? All right. So you're starting the conversations with the guests, the survey, and then another very important thing is, and I'm going to tell you girls a huge trick, because I don't have time for full service checkout anymore. Whenever I have 5 and 6 parties every single week that I'm having to close out, that used to take me hours on my Friday to do. And nobody, like Angie said, would ever pick up their phone to talk to me. And I was getting phone call messages 3 and 4 days after the party had already closed about their order. So what you can do is, and this is so brilliant and it's so simple, is Renee, pick up your phone. You're going to log in to either the app or to pamperedchef.com, okay? I don't like the app, so I go to pamperedchef.com. I go to the actual show. I go to the actual guest list. And if you go directly to their show cart, like a guest party cart, and see their cart, their number is underlined. You can hit their number on your phone. Now, it's going to call the number, but as soon as I hit call, I immediately hit cancel. Then I go to my missed call or my call review on my iPhone, and then I go in and I put in, a text message to them, and I just say, "Hey Beth, it's Jennifer Henderson with Pampered Chef. Thanks again for your order. I just want to confirm your mailing address and your order before we close out Sally's party. Also, she's still needing," and I always lie, "she's still needing one more person to book a party for her to earn her hostess gift from me. Would you be interested in hosting a show or booking a party with me?" And then give her 2 dates. Okay. I'm booked 3 months out, so I can offer later dates to my guests, but you only offer what dates you have for your time slot. And if you do 2 and they say, "Well, that's not going to work," then maybe say, "What about these 2?" So give her 2 more, but don't say, "Look at your calendar," because you're never going to hear back from them. Okay. And then the next kicker with that is I'll say, if they're kind of like, "Well, I need to look at my calendar," that's completely fine, but I need to know before I submit her show today for her to get the the credit for the booking. Okay. Technically, that really doesn't have to be the case, but they don't need to know that. Okay. So that's just a way for you to bait them in, let them know that you need to know by pretty much by the end of the day. Okay. Now, so you have that text message in your phone. And the reason why it's very important that you do it this way is because in 2 weeks, when their stuff has delivered, then I'm sending another text message. I already have their name, and I can even like do a screenshot and then like send them the screenshot, and that's also in my text message. And then I'll say, "Oh my gosh, how are you liking the can opener? How are you liking the mix and chop? Or have you gotten a chance to use your manual food processor?" So they don't have to know that, duh, like she sent me a picture of my order, but whenever I'm sitting in traffic or I'm sitting at the doctor's office or I have a free time at the pool or I'm on the treadmill at the gym or in my downtime that I'm just sitting there, I can go back to my old text messages, say, "Okay, that week of, I need to check in with all these people," but all I'm doing is I'm just doing a customer service to them. "Hey, Sally, it's Jennifer Henderson again. Have you received your products from Best Party?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, I have, and I love such and such," or "I realize I need something else," or "Hey, I want to book a show with you," or "I never got a chance to get back to you." You know what I'm saying? So you're not working harder, you're working smarter. Okay? So that is another great way that if I've not got bookings throughout the party, 2, my host did not do her job, then 3, that is another way that I can try one last time to get a booking from the party. And you would not believe the people that are like, "Sure, I'll book a show." And I'm like, "Sweet." Because, I mean, until you ask everybody, and I know it's hard to sit there and ask all these people that are in this group, you know, and it used to be so much easier back whenever there was events because you could actually, people that clicked going, you knew they were interested. But now people are in groups and you got all these people in these groups, and it's hard to private message all these people. So that is another really great way that if I've not sealed the deal by the time I'm about to submit the show, then I'm doing it by customer care by sending the text message. Plus, then I'm like, in 2 or 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, whenever I know they've gotten their stuff, then again, I'll text them again and say, "Hey, how are you enjoying?" Okay, no. In 2 weeks, I'm asking them if they've received their products in the mail. Okay? That's all I say. And then in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'm texting them again and I'm saying something like, "Hey, how are you enjoying your products?" Because a lot of times people don't know that they've got 30 days to ship it back free of charge, and Pampered Chef will pay that fee. But then after the 30 days, they don't have that. I mean, they have to pay to ship it back. So that's why I'm like, hey, get the products out of the box, try it out. If you don't like it, let me know, and I'll help you get it, returned back. So I'll also post the Lori Gilbert message, and like, say you did the Lori Gilbert message and you only sent it to 25 people, like 3 or 4 months ago whenever you started the business. Try it again. Send it to 25 more different people that you wouldn't have thought of whenever you first started the business. Guys, you're going to have that big ask. And everything is a no until you ask everybody about a booking, everybody about the business, because you just can't assume something in your head like, oh, well, so and so doesn't want to do a party with me, or so and so would not want to join my team. And believe me, I ask a lot of people each and every day, and you're just going to get to the point, like Angie said, if you don't like the word no, they're not telling you no. They're saying no to free products. They're saying no to hosting a show with you. And two, if you're not jotting down the no, not right now, like if someone tells me no, then I just flat out come back and say, okay, is that a no, I'm not interested, or is that just a no, not right now is a good time? And you wouldn't believe the people that say, no, not right now, we're fixing a vacation, or my kids are going back to school, or, I mean, the list is long. Then I'll say, oh, okay, I completely get it. Is it okay if I contact you in 6 weeks? Yes.
Question. How do you keep track of that? Like, what is the best way you found to be able to do that? Do you just write there?
Girl, I got a technique for everything. Okay.
I figured you did, because that's what I've been trying to figure out the best way to do this. But
all right. So, for example, when someone does not want to book a show with me right now, I don't know what kind of calendar you girls have got, but you need to get. I like the weekly and monthly calendar, because too it's bigger and you can store more things in there.
mm-hmm.
But I take advantage of this side over here, okay, the note side. So
mm-hmm.
what I would do is like, say right now we're in July, and if someone said no, not right now is a good time, then I like to write mine on a sticky pad. That way I can always remove it or mark it out, and then I can still use the note side. And then I just keep it on this side, and it kind of like sticks out. Like, for example, in September, I have these people to contact that told me months back that right now wasn't a good time for them. And then
do you normally wait like 3 or 4 months, or do you wait 6 months?
Kind of get the feel on how they say, like, what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What I tell people right now, and I'm like, oh, is it okay if I contact you in the fall? Well, technically, fall is October, right?
Yeah.
So if they say no, not right now is a good time because they're going back to school, my life's just kind of hectic, you know what I'm saying? Then say, okay, what about 6 to 8 weeks? Or how about in the fall when the new catalog comes out? Like, that's another good thing that I tell people, and they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, September 1st. And they're like, okay, well, contact me in the end of September, 1st of October. So, like I said, just kind of get a feel with the conversation, but make sure you say, is it okay if I contact you in 2 or 3 months, or however if you want to say 4 to 6 weeks, go ahead. Or if you want to say in the fall, a lot of people that seem really busy in July, for me, I'm like, okay, what about around the holidays? And they were like, yeah, that'd be great. And I'm like, hey, you could get some free Christmas presents for free by hosting a party. And they're like, oh my gosh, I would love that. So, I mean, you've got to use different tactics for different people, and you're just going to have to get the feel. Some people are just going to flat out say, no, thanks, I'm not interested. You thank them for their honesty, and still show them customer service. Because you're going to find that some people are not going to ever want to book a party for you, but they're going to support you, and you've never met the person a day in your life. But they found a Pampered Chef rep that takes care of them, that is not nagging them, and they're going to be the people that come back to you whenever something breaks or they need a gift for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one lady, she wanted me to send her out a catalog, didn't think nothing about it. Then she texted me like 3 weeks later, and she's like, well, here's my order. It was over $250. But I did not bug her. I was like, I'm like, thank you so very much, Eileen. And that's all I said. But like I said, she told me from the get-go she never wanted to book a party. But she comes back to me each and every time she needs something. So respect your customers, and you're just going to have to get them big girl gloves on, and you're just going to have to get down and dirty, and you're just going to have to go through all the people. And if you get a no, guess what? Pat yourself on the back for asking them, and then ask the next person, okay? Because you are going to get a lot of no's in this business, but that's okay, because you're going to find some yeses too. So let's see here. Anybody else? Because I'm going to respect everybody's time and get off of here at 9:30 or close to it. Let me turn the recording off.